Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
BBC News World. September 27, 1909 America, New York. What it's like to be a 9-year-old in a vaccine clinical trial. Twins Evan and Lizzie are enrolled in Pfizer's vaccine trial for children between ages 5 and 11. Mirror World News. September 27, 1907 America, New York. Hero killed after being swept out to sea trying to save friend in front of wife. The appalling scene was filmed by the wife of the Russian hero Danil Gagarin, 30, who desperately sought to rescue Emma Monkkonen, 24, after she got into trouble in the waves. BBC News World. September 27, 1904 America, New York. Remembering Babyn Yar and Ukraine's forgotten Holocaust by bullets. The country is still grappling with how to remember one of the worst massacres of World War II. BBC News World. September 27, 1902 America, New York. John Lennon. Recording of unreleased song up for auction in Denmark. The rare audio track was made in Denmark more than 50 years ago, months before the Beatles split.
September 27, 1848 America, New York. Man who opened fire in Tennessee Kroger was asked to leave his job the morning of the incident, police say. Investigators have learned that the shooter, identified in an attack Thursday at a Tennessee Kroger, which killed at least one person and wounded 14, was asked to leave his job that morning, according to an update provided by the Collierville Police Department on Monday. September 27, 1845 America, New York. Trump and his allies barrel ahead with election lies despite Arizona review confirming his loss. The cyber ninjas failed to prove fraud in the Arizona 2020 election, but former President Donald Trump's election fraud crusade is now proceeding as if they'd won, pushing for more forensic audits and restrictive voting in that state and elsewhere across the country.
RT World News. September 27, 1832 America, New York. Pyongyang launches unidentified projectile. Just as North Korean ambassador takes UN stage, reports. North Korea has fired an unidentified munition off its east coast, according to Japanese and South Korean military sources cited in local media, just as Pyongyang's envoy took the stage to address the United Nations in New York.
September 27, 1830 America, New York. Analysis. Biden has spent his entire life preparing for this week. If you asked President Joe Biden to sum up his life and political career in a single term, he would probably say, deal maker.
New York Times World News. September 27, 1824 America, New York. Winner but not chancellor, yet. The race to replace Merkel. Olaf Scholz, the leader of the center-left Social Democrats, narrowly won the night. But now the hard part begins. Building a durable governing coalition. Olaf Scholz on a screen at the headquarters of the Social Democrats on Sunday in Berlin.
September 27, 1822 America, New York. North Korea launches unidentified projectile, says South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff. North Korea has fired an unidentified projectile into waters off the east coast of the Korean peninsula, according to a statement from South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Time. September 27, 1805 America, New York. Our stories are universal too. Terence Blanchard on bringing black narratives to the Metropolitan Opera. When the Metropolitan Opera reopens Monday after an 18-month closure caused by the pandemic, it will do so with Fire Shut Up in My Bones, the first opera in the Met's 138-year history written by a black composer.
September 27, 1747 America, New York. Opinion. A survivor of sexual violence reflects on R. Kelly's monstrous legacy. I vaguely remember when I first heard a rumor about an alleged R. Kelly sex tape. I was in college and a casual fan of the singer, songwriter and producer. Within days, I heard that the other person on the tape was a teenage black girl. September 27, 1743 America, New York. Lawmakers set to grill top military leaders on Afghanistan for first time since troops left. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs General Mark Milley are set to testify publicly before Senate lawmakers Tuesday, marking the first time that top military officials will appear before Congress since the full withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan.
New York Times World News. September 27, 1742 America, New York. Social Democrats win German election by slimmest of margins. Chancellor Angela Merkel's Christian Democrats suffered a dramatic defeat in Sunday's elections. Armin Laschet, Center, the chancellor candidate for the Christian Democratic Union, spoke Sunday night in Berlin. New York Times World News. September 27, 1738 America New York, mapping losses for Angela Merkel's party in German vote. The conservatives who have been the dominant force in modern German politics suffered their worst defeat, while the Social Democrats and Greens made gains. RT World News. September 27, 1724 America New York. Canadian military saw COVID-19 pandemic as unique opportunity to deploy propaganda on own population, report. The Canadian military has acknowledged unleashing a propaganda op against its own citizens without government approval, insisting the COVID-19 pandemic presented both an unprecedented opportunity and a crisis to be averted.
Time: September 27, 1715 America New York. 42% of women say they have consistently felt burned out at work in 2021. Both men and women are feeling even more burned out in 2021 than they were in 2020. Given that the labor force is sojourning through a second year of dangerous work conditions, a lack of childcare options and unprecedented workforce dropout, the fact that Americans are feeling high stress levels isn't all that surprising.
New York Times World News. September 27, 1712 America New York. New Taliban chancellor bars women from Kabul University. The new policy for Afghanistan's premier university is another major blow to women's rights under Taliban rule, and to a two-decade effort to build up higher education. Women stand inside an auditorium at Kabul University's Education Center during a demonstration in support of the Taliban government earlier this month in Kabul. New York Times World News. September 27, 1707 America New York. Your Tuesday briefing. Germany's election results. Olaf Scholz, Center, with other members of the German Social Democratic SPD party at the party's headquarters in Berlin on Monday.
Fox World News. September 27, 1658 America New York. Iceland falls short of becoming first female majority parliament in Europe. Iceland fell short of a historic achievement after a recount prevented the country from electing Europe's first female majority parliament.